I guess in our new series started. This one is every team predicting their offseason. So sign-ins, releases, restructures, draft, all that. Starting in alphabetical order. So that starts with the Cardinals. Let's get it started. They already has 71 million in cap space, so they really need a ton of cap space. Well, I mean, they don't need to do a ton because they already have a ton. Like one release, I think they would like to do just because they signed him last offseason. He does some injuries, but he's been injured a lot of his career. Even when he did play, didn't look great. Jonah Williams, you don't. It's not be a June post June first cut because pre June first you don't get nearly as much savings. So I'm doing post June first cut on him. They won't get the cap space until the extra cap space until then. But it's just like he's not really worth being your second highest paid player on your team, assuming if you don't make any more signings. Re-signing I want to do is Trey McBride. He's well worth it. So let's do 4 years. Signing bonus. Let me give me a second here. I guess this looks up what could be a good contract. Like most top titans get paid between 10 and 15 million a year. So this is the best I could figure out. That actually I'm on 10 million. But yeah, that's like good, decent. I you can ignore the base salary and signing bonus. Those are probably aren't they'll be exactly that. I just feel like that could be a good cap hit. I feel like so that's kind of what I went with. So now, Jonah Williams again. I mean, no, wait, what? That was Mac Wilson extension. What? I did not extend him. Trying to extend Trey McBride. Did I accidentally do Mac Wilson? All right, sign extension with McBride. There we go. I don't know why that was having some troubles. Yeah, so now he gets his big extension. He's had a great year. Didn't catch very many touchdowns, but he had a great year. Not if you know basically not very few touchdowns he had. So yeah, so yeah, like they have less cap space now because of that re-signing. Now they only have 63 million. It's still a good amount. It's just a little less. I feel like what could they get if they release Dallas? Yeah, maybe they could save 2.4 million in cap. I feel like that could be a good cut just because he's our third string running back once you're healthy because you have Benson and Connor. I feel like that'd be a good release for it's not a huge amount of cap space, but they don't have a lot of very high paid players this year because they got a decently young team. So I feel like they could at least say I might just give Benson one more opportunities next year. Um, like Kane Toon could be a potential release if they sign a veteran to be the new backup. Because I don't know, I'm not that high in Clean Tune at all. Yeah, I'm not thinking any further. Like they'll probably release some of those guys as far down, but when they have that little of a cap hit and you have such big cap space already, you don't really need to release that many. There's no names. Um, so yeah, Justin Jones could be cut just because he's getting paid a decent amount. But like I said, they have 64 million, and if they want more, they can come restructure Kyler Murray's contract, and they could save 14 million. So they could easily create 14 million. And for now, not to do that, but maybe if there's some more cap space, I want to get them for some signings. Maybe I will. For now, they don't really need it. Um, So yeah, like they have ways they can make more tasks. They can save five by restructuring Murphy Bunton, save 5 million by restructuring Baker. They can say they can make a lot more than they already have. But like they're if you already have a ton, unless you definitely need to, there's no point in pushing contracts down the hill road and having to worry about the void years when you do need that cap space. So yeah, now let's resign some players. Kaiser White, I feel like is a good linebacker from them. They would like to resign. So I'll resign him to a 2 year deal. Like I forgot to mention, like also do a market value for all these guys because I don't want to go into all like how much I think they're gonna get. So yeah, let's see here. Hernandez, I feel like could be a good resigning. He dealt with some injuries this year, but he's been good for them for a few years. I'll just make it a 1 year deal. He's getting into the late 20s, so I feel like you might want to just a 1 year deal. So bring him back. I feel like with them releasing Jonah Miller, so he could still also sign a tackle. Beecham's been around for a while. He's in his mid 30s. So he'll probably retire soon, if not this season. So I feel like if he does play another year, he can be a good backup tackle for you when you just get a veteran there. Depending on if you sign anybody or you just end up drafting. So I re-signed him to 1 year deal. Um, yeah, how much was Browning on? Two, yeah. Yeah, I'll resign Browning to a 2 year deal. Not too expensive, and he was a midseason trade. He's all right for them when they got him from the Broncos. Um, yeah, I'll resign him Brown too to a 1 year deal. They could use he's a decent guard, and they they can use some good guard depth just because they've dealt with injuries on the line in recent years. So just try to give yourself as much good depth as you can. Just the key that can be a good re-signing. Um, all right, I'll still give him the minimum. He's will probably be making more than that, but I don't feel like going into that. So let's see here. I'll resign. Yeah, let's resign Dortch to. I'll give him a 1 year deal. Just keep him around for another year, and then if he does good, he can resign him again next year. Resign. Let's resign Prater just the minimum. So that got Prater back. He's no other kick. He's bringing for them. Um, who's younger, Prater, Jones, or Pascal? Yeah, honestly, this doesn't cite everything, but all right. So Jones is 29. Pascal is 30. All right. So neither of them did much. I'll slip out some block. I'll resign Naquan Jones. How much does Lopez probably want? Yeah, let's resign Jones. He's a little better. Only three. He's older, but he only has 300K more cap and salary, so he's not that much more expensive. Um, yeah, I'll resign Garlic too. He's an older guy as well, I think. Let me double check. It's been. I feel like he's older, but he could be wrong. And it's guard. Yeah, today Dardek's only 30, but so I'll just extend him on a 1 year deal. Help out that defense. No, he's older, so I don't really think he needs. You need to give him a multi deal. Um, yeah, that's really it for re-signings. You probably will re-sign these RFAs or something, but those are pretty minor names. None of them be big worry if they end up leaving. So let's go to the guys I think they could sign in free agency. Some good name wide receivers. Like they got Marvin Harrison Jr., they got Michael Wilson. They we signed other guys, but they also are losing some receiver. I feel like they could use a good veteran to help Marvin Harrison Jr. develop a little more. So I'm gonna give him that. He's gonna be relatively cheap. I feel like Kamari Cooper's gonna be a little bit more expensive than him, so I'm gonna have them sign Brandon Cooks away from the Cowboys on a 1 year deal, 5.17. So yeah, he only has over 2.6 million in cap hit. He's not too expensive. I feel like that could be a good signing for them. They released Jonah Williams, so maybe you can move him. I feel like Cam Robinson, be a good signing for them. Sign him. You can sign him 2 year deal. Won't be too expensive. And then yeah, he just won't be too expensive. And he can be fine. He can be fine placeholder until you develop a guy. If you don't draft the tackle in the first round, you do it in the second later rounds. So I'll sign him to a 2 year deal. Decent cap hit, but not crazy. You still have 39 million cap space even with that sign in. So you got tackle, you got receiver helps. We got those two settled. Now I think it's a good time to get an edge. I feel like this would be a great place for Josh Sweat. Reunite him with Jonathan Gallen, who now is Cardinals head coach, who's the Eagles head coach. He was a big contributor to Eagles just winning the Super Bowl last night. So having the Giants signing Josh Sweat away from the Eagles on a 3 year deal. He's got so yeah. Still, and even after the sign, they still have 31, a little under 32 million in cap space. So they got a good amount. won't use all of it just because no teams use all of it, and you have to have technically you do have to have some available for your draft class. So you have to sign them to contracts, obviously. So to try to get a place for Clay two to get a decent backup, I don't know, sign Taylor Heineke to a cheap 1 year deal. It's not really cheap. He has a little under $1.75 million in cap hit this year. He's a good backup QB, and he can be fine starter every once in a while if you have injuries to Kyler Murray, and he has been injured in the past, so that might happen. Then the sign that guy can play is very versatile. He's not gonna be super cheap. I feel like he can be a good versatile guy for them. He can play a low tackle, he can play guard. Still have him sign in Patrick McCarry to a 2 year deal from the Ravens. So the Ravens lose another lineman. They've lost a lot of their own, assuming he leaves and Ronnie Stanley might leave as well. They've lost a lot of their alignment in the next couple years. I want to sign a corner too, but who do I want to sign? Um, corner. Well, yeah, we could add some. He's relatively young. He's not too expensive. I don't have them bringing in Mike Hughes on a 2 year deal. He's not too expensive. He can be a decent corner for you. So yeah, um, I'm gonna come back to this. I'll be just really quick. I don't want to restructure Murray's contract, save 13 million more, and then just only have one void year. So you get a lot more cap space. But I don't sign too many more big name players, but just adds that little more cap space. Yeah, so just help that out. They got Fraudhold. I feel like they're relatively high in them as their center. Um, not that David. Who are they linebackers and middle linebackers? Because we signed White, so he's not leaving. Let's see here. So they got Kazir White, Mac Willis. So they got Mac Wilson Senior, but I'm assuming since he's another the free agents, he has at least another year on his contract. I'm not that high on him. So I feel like they could try to bring in a guy who's been good. He had a little bit down year after coming off a major injury last year's Super Bowl. I'll let them sign in Drake Greenlaw after getting some more cap space on that Kyler Murray contract. And his cap hit's going to be way less than he saved on Murray's restructure. So I'm going to bring in Greenlaw. Um, so yeah. Um, yeah, Rick Friday. I don't need tight end. There's honestly, I'm not gonna do all like the depth signings, but honestly, there's gonna be a lot more signings for all these teams that are more just depth guys that won't make as big of an impact. I'm not gonna go in as in depth on those ones. The other guys I would like to sign them. How expensive is Bredesen to have more guard depth? You know what? You've had some guard depth, but it's never hurts to have too much to your line depth, and he's really pretty cheap. He has under 1.2 million in cap hit this for 1 year, so I don't have him signing Brent Breedison away from the Bucks. It's not great, but he can be fine backup, and that's why you're bringing him in anyways. Now, I already signed a few guards. So I'm not going to sign Mekhi Becton away from Gannon's former team. So instead, I don't. Yeah, I don't. Let's see. They still have 34 million in cap. So is there any? I don't know. Yeah, I don't add some help on the tier D line. He's gonna be making more of this, but once again, I don't feel like going into that. They don't have me doing his market value. I guess they haven't gotten into depth on all these guys either, probably. So it's not the most expensive minimum they have for him. So I'm gonna sign Greg Gaines to 1 year, $1.197 million deal. So yeah, he's really cheap and he can be in decent depth. He's been around a while. So yeah, so once again, there's way more depth signings that are probably going to be made. I'm just not going to go super into depth on all the signings. Like if I had a prediction for every free agent signings, that would take 1,000 days. That would take a year. Like free agency would be started by then. Oh, whatever. I realized that he might change his name. Um, how much does the Bula want? Yeah, he just released Dallas, so I would like unless they're really cheap, I don't think they would sign a running back. Probably just draft a running back late. This is Joey Jackson. Well, tell me, cool. Justin Watson hasn't gotten a ton of opportunities in the Chiefs, but when he has, he's looked all right. So I'll have them bring him in as a depth wide receiver on a 1 year, $1.868 million cap hit. So yeah, how much was Edmonds want? He'd be a good backup. You Ryan, how much would you want? No, he's even more expensive. Well, I don't know how they started this, but I don't know why Nick Godfrey and Bolton's all the way down here because a lot of these free agents at this point aren't that good. I'm not saying Bolton to them. I'm just saying like this is a random place for Bolton being in the middle of I don't know how they sort it. So yeah, but they got a tight end behind me, our bride. They got Redmond, they got Reedman. Yeah, they don't really need backup tight end. So you know, yeah, that's it for free agent signings. Let's go to the mock draft portion. So I'll be doing all their picks in this year's draft for them. 7 rounds, just to, I'll be doing this for all the teams. 7 rounds. I'm not doing trades. I just like to do that. Alrighty then. Let's see who falls them at 16. Oh, they don't need a running back because if they did, Genty we could really go pick if this is like a year later with Connor being a year older, definitely could be a consideration. But they don't really need running back. Like they got some decent. They're good at running back. So they signed Cam Robinson, but he is 2 year placement, maybe 1 year, and he's had some struggles with the Vikings. So I feel like they could definitely draft a tackle. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna draft them Josh Simmons, tackle Ohio State. Get your future tackle. Your future tackle deal will be 2 Ohio State guys because that's where Paris Johnson went. So now who falls to them at 47? All right, two. All right, well they don't need quarterbacks. Oh, two interior guys. I can definitely make consideration after their signings. They're a good way to see their signings. Just so I can help. So Makari or Danvez is re-signing Evan Brown. All right. So then look at their current guard depth. Yeah, like these guys are kind of falling, so let's definitely consideration. Who was a little early for their D lineman. They signed Josh Sweat, you got Darius Robinson. So yeah, like you signed some guys, but they're all like decent, a little older. They're not none of them are really guys you wouldn't mind being a eventual replacement for, and you can develop him for a year. Guy didn't play aggressive competition, but he's been impressing at the bowl, Shrine, Senior Bowl, and all that stuff. So I'm gonna give him a grade. Zabel, tier alignment out of North Dakota State. Little guy that's been coming out, just showing the spotlight a little bit. Not a lot. Not most of the season. You haven't really heard much about him. So yeah, 78. They're third of their 5 picks. They don't have very many picks considering they haven't been. They've had a lot of struggles in recent years. So let's see who they got. D lineman Omar Norman, lots of consideration. Anybody get an edge? Just because yeah, science. You know, they said you don't get really any big signings into your line. Just I signed them great gains, but he's on a 1 year deal. So I'm gonna give them Omar Norman Lot, GM at Tennessee. Give them some help there. Let's see now. Eleanor picked up on 14, and then they only have 2 more picks left. Let's see who that their next our next pick. Alrighty. Um, they signed the Heineke. Is this could maybe if Gabriel falls to 153. I don't think like they signed Heineke. They got Murray. Obviously, I don't think they would really want to use one of their top their four, one of their very few 5 picks on a quarterback unless they really like a guy. So not don't do that. These guys, some guys are falling in this. So yeah, Wait, is that Scadaboo? That is Scadaboo. Maybe if he's at 153. But yeah, I'll draft him my receiver, get some help there. They signed Brandon Cooks, so he's on a 1 year deal. The guys are re signing him are also on 1 year deals. They also got Marvin Ashton Jr. So they don't really have a ton on after next season. So I'm gonna give them Xavier Restrepo, our receiver in Miami, Florida. So now they have one last pick, and then they're done. Seriously do not have any picks. Alrighty, who was here? All right, so top 100 guys on my board are all gone. No surprise. You're 153. You weren't expecting the top 100 guy to be there. So let's see some of the top guys I got. He's fallen a little bit, and like this, it's in the fifth round, so like you're not expecting these guys to do a ton. So I feel like it's gonna be a good sign and get you some extra depth on that edge group where you don't have a ton of it. So I'm gonna give them Savion Jones, edge LSU. All right, so that's it for the mock draft. So I got help. I got a lot of help in the trenches. So yeah. Is there any other sign-ins? So let's see if there's any other sign-ins I might want to do here. I feel like Zach Martin, he's either retiring or resigning with the Cowboys. I don't think he's leaving the Cowboys. Um. So like, which round did I draft? So I didn't draft Demar in the third. He didn't draft him too high. I feel like this would be a good sign. See, get him from the Broncos. How much. Yeah, he's not too. He's not very cheap, but he's only 1 year deal. He's got 5.1 million cap hit. So it's a 1 year deal. Develop Omar for a year. So I'll get them. Sign them to DJ Jones, D tackle Denver. Just because, yeah, he probably if you try to sign him at the draft, he's probably gone. It's just I feel like going back and sign him after how the draft fell. So yeah, I kind of wanted to see how what the CPU had the first few picks going like in the NFL. Oh, okay then. And he like really high. Oh, Hunter fell in the 10. Where'd Genty go? Genty to the box. I know. I don't have to look at it. It's kind of funny to see where the CPU has what guys fallen sometimes. Yeah, that's just good ones. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. On next, I don't know when I'll be doing it, but the next part of the series will be the Falcons. I'll be doing alphabet order, all 32 teams. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you have a good one.